Hello, my name is Melody.
I'm Jill.
And today we're doing another Book of the Month book talk.
About Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare.
So, Lady Midnight, that's what we talk about today.
The first book in the Dark Artifices. I don't know that word, it's confusing, but yeah.
And we follow Emma Carstairs and Julian Blackthorn. Who are Parbat High and who live in the Los Angeles Institute, and yeah, they are our new characters.
Yeah. We are 5 years after the end of the Dark War.
Yeah. And a lot has changed in the politics of the Shadowhunter world, and I don't think we can say much more because it would be spoiling and
For the other series as well.
yeah. So if you know Cassandra Clare, her books are all quite similar concerning the storyline, so you have like
the basic gist of the book.
Yeah. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
Me too.
I think I thought it was a bit of a difficult read because it's so huge and you just have the feeling that you cannot get forward, and it's like quite hard sometimes.
And you have to imagine it's how many pages? 700, and you only have 24 chapters or so. I don't know, it's like you're going and going and you have the feeling like you never reach something.
Yeah, because the chapters are really long, and yeah, so that was quite something I didn't enjoy, and I also didn't really enjoy that the storyline was that similar to the others. But all in all, I thought that her writing was much better than in the previous books, and I think she developed, and it's getting better.
It's confusing because I feel like I'm reading a different author. Not too many information.
Yeah.
A better flow.
Yeah, that's it. And there were also some twists and turns you didn't quite expect, and so that was something I thought was good.
Yeah.
And also I think the cover is beautiful. I think this is the most beautiful cover that we have.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, look at it. I think it's so stunning. It's great.
Yeah.
I love the cover, but naked it is not so pretty.
No.
It's black.
I expected more. But the lettering is quite nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like the blue.
Me too.
It's a beautiful blue.
Yeah. I think that's it for the non-spoilery section.
Overall, you could say nice series, good continuing of the world, but you're not required to read the Shadowhunters series, but it is recommendable because you're spoiled for a lot of things.
Yeah.
We haven't read it, but yeah. If you don't care about spoilers, read it. If you care about spoilers, spend the money.
Yeah, that will be it. Bye, non-spoilers. Bye. Yeah, spoiler section.
Welcome.
And yeah. Yeah.
So, what I want to say about this book. First of all, the new political system and stuff. The Cold War and the peace? It wasn't Cold War.
The Cold War was something different. The Dark War.
The Dark War and the Cold Peace. At the end of the other book, I sat there and was like, yeah, well, it sounds like the Declaration of Versailles.
Mm-hmm.
And that ended so well.
Here we have a history geek in her natural habitat.
But think about it. If you take Versailles, you have a country, you take away any weapons, anything that made that country the country it is, and then you're like, yeah, we're taking that kind of land and we're making you different people. And then you expect them to be different and nice.
Yeah.
If they aren't even the one who actually started it.
Yeah, it's all quite complicated and dull, and
that's so gonna end well.
I thought especially that they banished Mark and and his sister.
Elaine.
No, Elaine was her wife.
Helen.
Helen. That they banished them both. I think there was something so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I don't understand why they did it. I mean, just because they have some part of fairy in them, and it's like, but they didn't do anything. They helped you, for God's sake.
They fought for you. That was the rage.
All in all, I really loved the Blackthorn family.
Their
adorable. Dynamic was great, and all, like, each and every one of the kids, they had their own character, and they were not just, like, they all had something that made them special and that make you love them, and that's something I adored. And so my favorite Blackthorn child was Tabby, and at the beginning I was so confused because I thought that Octavian was like another child and not Tabby, and I was pretty confused.
And you had Tabby and Livy and Octavian.
And then you had Ty, and then you had Drew and Julian and Mark and Helen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There are quite a few
It's
kids.
really funny if you know to which person they belong in the historic content.
So I liked the family dynamics, and I loved the scene where Mark had to take care of the children, and they were in the kitchen, and like Tabby was sitting in sugar, like in a bowl full of sugar.
In a bag, it was a fucking sugar bag.
In a bag. And like Drew was eating something quite disgusting.
She was drinking.
She was drinking?
I think it was chocolate milk and soda and something else.
Oh yeah, something like disgusting. And
Yeah.
I thought that was such a fun scene, even though Julian was quite pissed, which I understood.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
all in all, I also could understand Julian because for the reason why he was pissed at Mark.
Yeah.
Because Mark couldn't do anything against it, but he came home and he didn't know how to behave or how to raise children, and Julian had to do everything on his own, and I understand that he was pissed, like...
Because the children thought Mark is back and he can be the one taking care of us.
Yeah, and he also, like, I think he just felt so, like, also betrayed by his younger sisters and brothers for the reason, like... Oh, now we can replace you. We don't want you.
But, I don't know.
I also like the conversation Ty had with Mark when he asked him if now he would take care of them, and Mark said, like, I don't know if I will stay.
That was important.
And
that was really important.
I think it was also heartbreaking for, like,
yeah.
They didn't know if Mark was going to choose to stay. And I loved the twist at the end that he had this fight with Kieran, like his fairy prince there.
My head was Kieran, and I don't know why, because his name was totally different.
I think it was Kieran. Well, at least I thought that they had that fight. There was something so important in the life of Mark. Like, this showed him, like, that he belongs to his family, and that Kieran is quite, like, very self-focused.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also the whipping. Oh my God. Yeah. That was a horrible scene.
But I don't know, I felt the Kieran thing kind of forced, but Mark was required to stay. Because he didn't actually make a choice, because Kieran made a choice for him. Yeah. In a matter of fact. How should I think
if not the whipping had not taken place, I think Mark would have chosen to go back.
Probably. She was like, there's a major plot twist coming. Whoa, Mark is bisexual. That was a major plot twist.
I thought he was gay. Like, and that at the beginning he was like on Emma and then on Christine, and what's her name? Christina. So I thought, okay, he's gay, so that's just his fairy behavior, but well, he's bisexual.
Yeah. The villain. Well, I had so many theories about the villain.
I really thought it would be the tutor,
Diana.
I really thought it, but And in the end, it looked like no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
So my theories went from John Rook to the which we meet at the beginning with Kit, who's actually dead now, I think.
Yeah.
To I had a moment where I thought Arthur.
Yeah.
And you know the vampire dude. And when I was Amsel Nightshade, and when I was like, no, it doesn't make any sense. And then I thought Diana.
Yeah, but I never suspected like our warlock who was so cute and so loving to the children.
That was weird. Like, really weird.
I mean, he was so loving and he held baby Tabby and...
But the confusing part is you always think Tabby is such a baby and then you're like, what, he's 7, so... Well.
Yeah, oops.
And then I'm thinking about the children I work with and I'm like, wait, he's that... And then I'm confused, but because I have the feeling the book gives you a different image about this child than he actually should have.
Yeah, but I also think that he is like that because he experienced the Dark War and like I think this is something that made a major impact on his life because he also has these nightmares and he's crying a lot and he's like really destroyed from within. Yeah.
But I really like that he helped solve the problem. Like, I have this book, look at it, Lady Midnight.
Yeah, I also like the parabatai bonding. So now we have the question, can we undo the parabatai bonding? Because that would solve the problem. If they would just stop being them of their runes. Yeah, or if they die.
Yeah.
Like a quite permanent death. It has to be.
I don't know, maybe Clary can do something, but I don't know how major the impact of the characters from the other series is.
But what, now that you mentioned Clary, I thought it was cool that they were mentioned quite often in the book.
Yeah.
Sometimes it felt a bit forced.
It was a bit too much.
Yeah, but sometimes it was just the right bit of like, now there are these VIP shadow hunters and so that was cool.
I liked it at the beginning, but when over the book it was too much. It would have been better if they didn't have the name but just the mentioning of some event. And I liked that Clary had helped to create some important runes, like for example, like the protection rune. Like that Emma was like, oh no, I have the protection rune, and it was like so common, like it was something I thought was cool. I know you were confused of the chapter title as well.
Yeah.
But have you read in the back what the chapter titles actually are?
No.
They are all passages from Annabel Lee, the poem.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, if I don't know the poem and if I haven't read what is in the end, I don't know and I don't care about the chapter titles.
Yeah.
It was confusing. And most of the time they hadn't something to do with the book.
Now Mark and Emma are dating. Yeah, it's definitely weird because also Mark was like, he hooked on her.
But I like the Mark Christina dynamic.
Yeah,
I don't like Diego.
Perfect Diego. No,
I don't like him at all. I have the feeling he is actually evil.
I don't know that, but I think he's just like just a crazy boyfriend.
I don't know.
I like that Tessa and Jem appeared to search for Kit, and that was something I really liked. That he's a Harrowdale,
but Christopher Jonathan, and you're like, really?
Yeah, like I think they all have the name Jonathan or Christopher, like in somewhere in their name hidden.
I don't know, it's confusing.
But I'm really...
I like the name Kit.
Yeah, and I'm really like into reading more about his heritage and what happened to like his father's father and the Herondale line, and I think that will be interesting. I liked that they put the fact in it that Emma was so afraid of water, of the ocean. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, totally.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, I could talk about this book like for a long time. there is very much to discuss because very much happened.
And quite a few characters.
Yeah, we could discuss now all of it, but timer is up and maybe we should just...
Overall, a lot has happened, and if the ending wouldn't have been as it is, I wouldn't have continued the series.
The last 100 pages were great. They were so great. Like in the middle it was a bit okay. Like
and you couldn't tell what was supposed to happen because
yeah,
a lot of the things that happened you were like, yeah, I totally saw that. But the Diego fact and the Malcolm fact, but overall a lot of characters.
Yeah.
A lot of input.
And I think we just stop it here because I think we could discuss a lot of things. We already did discuss a lot of things during the read-along.
You don't know. It's insane.
Oh, one thing I have to mention, I loved that Magnus appeared.
Magnus!
I love Magnus. Oh, and I adored the last scene, like the short story of Clary and Jace and how Jace is proposing and with the kids, the little kids of Alec and Magnus, and that one of them is named Max, and that was cute.
Overall it was nice, but I didn't like that everybody thanked Clary for the happiness. Because I think all the characters, they made their own happiness.
Yeah.
And Clary wasn't the major factor in that, because most of the time she also did something that made it quite difficult for them.
And I also think that Clary, I don't understand why she didn't accept the proposal. I don't understand it. Because she is totally in love with Jace. And I just don't understand why she didn't
Because Magnus ran into the door when she was...
Yeah, but after that there was a scene, there was something that she said she'll have to deal with it later or think about it later. She didn't feel the joy of having a proposal.
Okay. Well, then that.
Yeah, maybe just like look at it once again.
Okay.
But that was quite confusing. I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
But well, yeah. And
perfect.
I think we just stop it here.
Yeah. Tell us your feels.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great night. And we'll see you in another video.
Have fun reading books. Bye.
Hello, and welcome to a new book talk. What? I'm so confused by her. I think my favorite Blackthorn child was Baby Ty.
Yeah, Ty is nice.
Yeah. Octavian. I was so confused in the beginning because I thought his name was Ty and no, not Ty.
Tabby.
Tabby.
His name is Tabby.
Future. Yeah. This is quite beautiful.